All right, if you're even a little bit into skincare, you've probably heard the buzz around one word lately: exosomes. They are being talked about as this massive game changer, the next big thing in anti-aging. But is it for real, or is it just another expensive trend? Let's get into it and figure out what's real and what's just really good marketing.
And look, this isn't just hype from influencers on Instagram. It's coming from actual doctors too. This quote right here from Dr. Ryan Dieterich, that pretty much says it all. There's a real belief in the medical community that this could be something huge. So what in the world are these things? Okay, the easiest way to think about exomes is like this. They're basically your body's own personal Amazon Prime. They are these teeny tiny delivery trucks that your cells are constantly sending out. And inside these trucks, they're packed with important stuff: proteins, growth factors, genetic instructions, and their job is to drive over to other cells and drop off these packages, telling those cells what to do. It's how your cells talk to each other, and it's happening inside you, like right now.
And it's that cell-to-cell communication that has the beauty industry going absolutely wild. Companies are basically trying to hijack this natural process, and they're promising some pretty amazing results. So let's take a look at what they're claiming.
The list of promises is pretty staggering, right? Brands are saying these products can literally tell your skin cells, hey, make more collagen, make more elastin, which of course means fewer wrinkles and tighter skin. They're also supposed to be incredible for calming down inflammation. That's why you see them being used so much after treatments like microneedling or lasers. They can seriously speed up the healing and get rid of that redness way faster. Some are even looking at them for hair loss. It's a lot.
Okay, but here's a super important point. Not all exosomes are created equal. Where they come from matters a lot. Some are derived from human sources, like stem cells, which are thought to be the most powerful. But you also have exosomes that come from plants, like roses, and even some that are totally synthetic, made in a lab. The source is everything, because it determines what's inside that little delivery truck.
But no matter where they come from, the goal of these treatments is pretty much the same across the board. When you boil it all down, it comes back to three big things: making your skin heal way faster, cranking up collagen production for that anti-aging punch, and calming down any redness or irritation. It's all about tricking your skin into acting young and healthy again.
So all of this sounds incredible. A natural, superpowered way to get better skin. What's not to love? Well, this is where the story takes a bit of a turn. Because with all this excitement, we have to stop and ask the two most important questions you can ask. Is this even legal? And maybe more importantly, is it safe?
Because while the beauty world is sprinting ahead with this stuff, the actual regulators are over here waving a giant red flag. And this is the part of the story you really, really need to hear. This is the reality check. Okay, here it is. This is the single most important fact anyone considering these products needs to know. Right now, according to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, there are exactly 0 FDA-approved exosome products on the market. 0. None. Now, to be fair, that's for products claiming to be drugs. Cosmetics play by different rules. But what it means is that none of these have gone through the intense safety and effectiveness testing required for that FDA stamp of approval.
And the FDA isn't being quiet about this. They've put out official warnings to consumers basically saying, hey, be careful. They're worried that people are being sold on these huge promises from products that haven't been proven to work or even proven to be safe. And that's a pretty big deal.
This quote from Dr. Rosenthal really explains why everyone's being so cautious. Remember how exosomes tell cells what to do? Well, one of those instructions can be to divide and multiply. And anytime you start messing with cell division without really, really strict controls, things can potentially go wrong. That's why the science has to be rock solid, and it's why the FDA is hitting the brakes.
So we've got the crazy hype on one side and these serious warnings on the other. So where does that leave us? Let's try to find some clarity by looking at what the actual science, the early research, has to say. First, let's get one thing crystal clear, because this is probably the most important safety point of all. Putting an exosome serum on top of your skin is a totally different world from injecting it. Topical use as a cosmetic is generally okay, but injecting exosomes, that is absolutely not FDA approved, and it comes with some serious potential risks, like infections or even scarring. So everything we're talking about from here on out is strictly about topical use, the stuff you put on your skin. And you know what? We're starting to see some interesting, though very small, clinical studies. For example, one study found that exosomes from human platelets did actually reduce wrinkles and redness. Another one Using exosomes from fat stem cells after a laser treatment showed a pretty significant improvement in acne scars compared to the group that didn't get them. There was even a study on exosomes from cow's milk that showed it helped skin hold on to moisture and reduced wrinkles.
But, and you know a but was coming, right? We have to talk about the size of these studies. That study on the cow's milk exosomes that sounded so cool, it had a grand total of 31 people. 31. In the world of science, that is tiny. It's what scientists call a pilot study. It's just enough to make you say, that's interesting, we should probably look into that more. But it is not proof. It shows the science is intriguing, for sure, but it's still in its infancy. We are a long, long way from having definitive answers.
Okay, so given everything we've just talked about, the hype, the FDA warnings, the baby step science, how are you supposed to make a smart decision? Let's turn all this into a practical guide you can actually use.
All right, here's your cheat sheet. If you're looking at an exosome product, you need to become an investigator. Ask questions. Where do the exosomes come from? Human, plant, lab? Ask if the company follows proper manufacturing standards. Ask them for safety data. A good company will have something called a certificate of analysis. And here's the big one. Ask them if they have any actual, published, peer-reviewed studies to back up their claims. A brand that's transparent and proud of its science will have answers for you. And if you do decide to try a product, please remember this. Exosomes do not replace the proven heavy hitters of skincare. We're talking about what derms call the holy trinity: a vitamin C antioxidant in the morning, a retinoid at night, and sunscreen every single day. Think of exosomes as a supporting actor, not the star of the show. They might help your skin heal or tolerate your retinol better, but they are not a replacement for the essentials. So, we're back to our original question. Are exosomes the next skincare revolution, or are they a risky trend? And the truth is, for right now, the answer is kind of both. The potential is absolutely massive. It's exciting, but the technology is moving way faster than the proven science. So the real question for you is not just does it work, but am I comfortable betting on the promise before all the proof is in? And that's a question only you can answer.